Now we're going to take a look at intangible assets. Intangible assets are non-physical assets used in operations that give companies long-term rights or competitive advantages. Examples of these would include things like patents, copyrights, licenses, leaseholds, franchises, goodwill, and trademarks. An important thing to note is that the lack of physical substance does not always mean that an asset is an intangible asset. Notes and accounts receivable lack physical substance, but they're not considered intangible assets. For intangibles, we will record them at cost, including the purchase price, legal fees, and filing fees. Instead of depreciation, intangibles use amortization. Let's take a look at some examples. First, we have a publisher. A publisher purchases the copyright on a book for $1,000 on January 1st of this year. The copyright lasts 5 more years. The company plans to sell prints for 7 years. Prepare the entries to record the following. First, we'll prepare an entry to record the purchase of the copyright on January 1st. We will debit copyright for $1,000 and credit cash for $1,000. Now, when we get to the annual amortization on December 31st, we can also record that. We will take the copyright cost of $1,000 and we will divide it over the 5 years of the copyright lasts. So we will debit amortization for the copyright for $200 and we will credit accumulated amortization. Let's take a look at another example. We have a retailer. On January 3rd of this year, a retailer pays $9,000 to modernize its store. Improvements include lighting, partitions, and a sound system. These improvements are estimated to yield benefits for 5 years. The retailer leases its store and has 3 years remaining on its lease. To prepare the entry for the cost of the modernization, we will debit leasehold improvements for $9,000 and credit cash for $9,000. To prepare the entry for the cost of the amortization, we will only spread that cost out over 3 years since that's how much time is left on the lease. So we will debit amortization expense for $3,000 and credit accumulated amortization for $3,000.